Hello everyone, this video we are going to show how to compile EdgeWise and how to run a sample topology based on this EdgeWise platform. So EdgeWise is an open source platform. The paper related to EdgeWise is published on 2019 ATC conference. So we can download the EdgeWise source code from GitHub. So this is the repository for the EdgeWise. It's based on Apache Storm. The Storm version is 1.1.0. So we can download the source code from here. And so basically today we are going to follow this README file to try to run a topology based on this EdgeWise platform. So let's back to the. So we can download the code from this green button. So you can set up the GitHub desktop to download it. You also can just download the zip file and then unzip the source code. So you can open the code from the IntelliJ IDE. You also can do that based on other IDE such as Eclipse. So I do this based on the Mac OS operating system. You also can do that on Linux or Windows. It's up to you. This should be operating system independent. So basically this platform is based on the Maven setup. So you need to download the dependency libraries by using the Maven configuration file. I'm referring to this POM file. Okay, so after we have the dependency, we will have, you can see from this left side, this external library. So we will be having these dependency libraries if everything set up correctly. So you need to use the Java version 1.7. Specifically, you can set it up from this project structure. And then you need to specify the SDK version is 1.7 and the language level is 7. I tried to use Java 6, Java 8, and the latest one, Java 14. Neither of them working. So you have to use 1.7. I think there are some dependencies based on the features of this Java version. Otherwise, you need to do some customization based on source code. I think that will be time consuming to do that. So you just specify this 1.7. You need to download this SDK from Oracle website. It's free, and then you just choose it here. Okay, choose this 1.7 and the language level is 7. Okay. So and then so based on the setup, you will just have this 1.7 as the first one listed here. So for downloading these other Maven dependencies, you can run the download based on the command line. You also can do it just directly from this IDE. So you can find it from here. There is a tab. So usually it's on your right side. I think I didn't customize the position of this Maven. So usually it's just on the right hand side, and then you just click here, and then run this refresh. It's called the re-import Maven projects. Actually, it's just download the dependencies. So at the beginning, my repository cannot download all these dependencies. I need to set it up from Google repository. So the Google repository contains all the dependencies. You can see there is no arrow from here. Otherwise, there will be some arrow listed here. So but currently there is no arrow, and I can compile the source code successfully. So to set up the dependency repositories, you need to do it. It's in a hidden folder. I think it should be. Let me see. So this application. Review in Finder, okay. So it should be in this .m2 directory. So it's under my name. So in your setup, it might be in some other folder place. But basically, it should be under this .m2, and there is a file. It's named it's literally named citing, and then you can cite the Google repository in that file. It's a citing.xml. So it's a XML configuration file. So you cite it up there, and then you just run this refresh button, and then you will be having all the dependencies listed here, and so after that you will be finding all these dependencies. So you can see they all have this prefix Maven. That means these dependencies are downloaded from Maven repository. This is one thing, and another thing is that you need to here. I think you might need to set up this plugin because it's not set up in the original source code, but I need to set them up. I'm not sure whether this is related to I tried to use 1.8 and 14 Java version to run that, so I set up all this is mandatory or not. I'm not sure, but if there is some weird error pop up when you compile the source code, you might need to add this plugin to specify the source version of the SDK and of the app plugin and the target version. So to set it to 1.7. Okay, so you can then you can run the compile command from the command line, or you also can just do it directly from here. From here, you can run this command. It's called mvn install skip the test. That means we give this argument just to skip all the testing cases. So you can find this command from their GitHub repository. So it's listed here. So if you already take care that I mentioned before, you should be able to successfully run this command. So let's see, we can have a try to write in this IntelliJ IDEA. So you just click here, and then this is I can just select the recent command. If you do not have this recent command, you just type in this command, or just copy paste from the GitHub repository, and then just press enter. If this is your first time to run to compile this repository, then it will take a moment. But since I already compiled this repository before, so it should be fast. There might be some warning, you can ignore them, but if there is some error or there is some failed item, you have to take care of them. It's still running. We just give it a moment. And so you can see there are 55 stages. So you can monitor the where are we from the log file. We can see there are some warning, but we can ignore the warning. But for all the errors, we should take care of them. Otherwise that means we failed to compile their source code. Okay, we're almost there. So if you already I think if you as I mentioned, if you run this refresh button before you run the command, then the speed should be faster. You also can just directly run the command without this re-import. Then that means it will import all the dependency firstly, and then try to compile the source code. But I think there is a the step you have to have the dependency firstly. Otherwise, definitely you cannot compile the source code. So let's see. We just give it a moment. I think we are already there. We see the finish line. It's 50 of 55. Okay, so finally, after you successfully run all the jar packages actually in backend, you will be able to see this build success. If you if you failed on halfway, there will be a failed status or error listed here. But if everything is smoothly triggered, then we should be able to see all the items should be success, and then we will be finally to see this build success. You can see it cost us about 2.5 minutes. Okay, so this is the first step from their GitHub. But actually, you can see, as I mentioned, there are some setup you need to make sure before you successfully run the first step, as they mentioned in the GitHub repository web page. And then we just this cd command is just change the directory. We just go to the binary directory, and then we just package all the generated jar file into a zip file, into a tar gz file. So after you run these two commands, you can run these two commands in a command line. You don't need to have to do them in the IntelliJ. It's up to you. So after you run that, you should be able to see these two package. One is in the tar.gz format. Another one is the zip format. Actually, they are packaging the same thing, just based on different format. So if you are using a Mac OS, you can use either of them if you install the related unpackaged software. If you are in Windows, you may use this zip. You just use the unzip or 7-zip software to unzip this part. If you are in a Linux environment, you may just run the tar command to unzip this tar.gz. So after you have these two, first you need to make sure that this build success, you see this information build success, and then you run the other two commands to actually just one command. The first one is just to cd to the correct path. You have these two packages, and then you finish the first step. The first step is to just compile the source code. The second one is to use the source code. So we didn't use them, we just compile them. So we have that two packages. So I compile. Okay, so after you unzip them, you will be able to see a package, a folder. So in the folder, we have several these folder structures, but most of them are empty. We just randomly to see some of them. Oh, they are not empty. Let me see. Okay, this is useful. Okay, you can see some of them is empty. Let's see this one. Okay, some of them have the content, but you can see this is empty. And this one is also empty. Okay, so the major one that we just compiled the list of success compiled jar file which are existing in this library folder. So it's here. It's in the Apache Storm, the lib folder. Lib stands for libraries. So we have these 16 items that we just compiled. I think most of them they did change. I think majorly in this Storm code folder, but we need to use all of them in the following step. Okay. So I will show both ways for the following step, because this EdgeWise, if you already write the paper, you will know that this EdgeWise is built on Apache Storm, and they have a queuing optimization. So I will run. I will deploy the topology based on the pure vanilla Apache Storm and this EdgeWise. So you may need to compare the performance of them or do some other stuff, but I will show the topology should be, as I will show you, that topology should be able to run on both of the platform. They just play the role as a platform for the stream processing topology. So I show you the first one. This one is the pure Storm. This is the vanilla version of the Storm. We don't need to have this configuration. This configuration that I comment out, they related to the EdgeWise. We just can delete them. So this vanilla version is based on the Maven project structure. It's similar like what we did for the EdgeWise. So it will have a configuration file. It's here. So we will have this some configurations. Just basically they are related to. We don't need to use these comments. They are useless. Okay. So this is also the dependency setup. So we just majorly we will have this Storm. Okay, so this is a major dependency as what we did for the EdgeWise. So this is for the pure Storm. Okay, and then we will have a topology. So this is the topology. So in this topology, we can see we have three major components. One is the spot. Another two, we have two bolts. So the spot is to generate some content, and then we for the bolt, one is to deal with the content, and then the other one is to just print out the content. The logic is very easy. We just use this simple topology as an example, so we can quickly see this. The second one is the exclaim bolt. So for this exclaim bolt, we just add this symbol at the end of the sentence, and then for the print bolt, we just printed out that what this bolt received from the previous bolt. Okay, the first one is a random spot, so we just randomly from generate from this five sentence. Okay, so this is to simulate like we have the client to write the Twitter. So this is like the twist. So to simulate this kind of scenario to continuously generate the sentence. Okay, so we back to the topology. In the topology, we have this main function. So if everything is smooth, we should be able to run this stuff. So this is just to let you to validate this topology is a valid topology, because we just compile EdgeWise, right? If some error happened, it will be hard for us to see to say what's the where is the root cause, whether the root cause is related to the platform or the root cause is related to the topology. So if the topology is running successfully based on this pure vanilla storm, that means the topology should be fine. If there is still some error, that we can just focus on the EdgeWise platform, that what we just compiled, instead of to check off this topology. The topology should be fine because we are able to run it on this vanilla storm. We just to confirm that. So I just let you know why we have this step. So we just quickly run. So we deploy that in the local cluster. You also can deploy that into the real cluster. Okay, it's finished. So it will be keep running because this is the storm stuff. That means it will keep as a stream processing. It won't be stopped if you don't interrupt that. So we just stop that. So we can ignore this information. This information just to show the content to show the information for each step. You can see we generated this stuff and add the symbol at the end. There should be some printout. You can see this right line is the printout information that's specified in this printout bolt. You can see this string received some random sentence from previous bolt and spot. Okay, so this means that the topology 100% correct, because we can deploy that on this vanilla storm platform, and then we verify the same thing on the EdgeWise. If some error happen when you deploy the same topology on the EdgeWise platform, that means some error happened for the EdgeWise. So we quickly see the README file, the manual for the from the EdgeWise GitHub repository. Okay, so this is the EdgeWise repository. Back to here, and then we already have this stuff. And between this how-to and this how-to, we just deploy a topology onto a storm, a vanilla storm. Okay, and then we from here how to use that. We if you can remember that we have the same command, we already have them on the vanilla topology, on the vanilla storm topology. We said that we already have these stuff, but without this stuff. These are something that related to the EdgeWise customization part. For example, for this scheduler, especially for this scheduler and consumption policies. So we can choose one of these consumption policies and this one of these schedulers for this EdgeWise platform. This is the new thing, the customization thing for the EdgeWise platform. And these two sentences are the regular same stuff for the Storm platform. So we back to the code to see this part. So we run. Okay, so we change another. Let's clear all this stuff. So I just cleared the output. Okay, so we have this configuration setup as we just saw from the GitHub repository web page, and then we can comment this out or not. It's up to you. It doesn't matter. This is to deploy the code to the real cluster. We just verify the source code on the in this tutorial. We just deploy the code on the local cluster. First of all, the difference is that we need to add the dependency by ourselves manually. I mean, instead of using a Maven, because for Maven you just download the standard stuff from a central repository. But for this thing, we need to do that based on ourselves. That means manually to do it. So let's see. How can we do that? We need to open the file project structure, and then here the library, and then you click the plus button, and then click Java, and then you need to go to the folder that we unzipped from the compiled and comprised this tar.gz file, all the zip folder. It's up to you which of the comprised file should be fine. You can just choose one of them. I choose this tar.gz. It's up to you. You can also choose the zip file. The content which are comprised should be same. Okay, you choose them here, and then you go to the library folder. Then you choose all of them. You can press one of them, and then press the shift button, and then choose the last one. Then you will choose all of them, and then you click the open, and then you will have them as these classes. They play the role as the dependencies for this project. Okay, so then you need to import them manually. So you can see from the source code, from the code they mentioned in the web page, there is no import command at the beginning. You just need to import them manually. This is a very trivial task. You just manually import the dependencies one by one based on the right underline. So, and then we back to here. I use the same topology. All the code is same as the previous sample, because we just verified them. This topology is working fine on the vanilla storm. That means if there is any error happened for this setup, then that means there is the root cause existing in the EdgeWise platform instead of this topology. So the only thing we need to add is this stuff. And we may also to enable this policy and consumption. So firstly, we just without this. So as I tested this setup, I'm mandatory. Otherwise, it will pop some dead worker error. But for these two customization is they are optional. But if you'd like to test the queue optimization, you definitely need to enable them and choose separate, choose others, alternative ones to test based on your task. But they are not mandatory for running the code. So we just try this stuff firstly, and then we try to enable them to see whether there are some error or not. So if you like, you can see this log. So they just enable the local Nimbus and Zookeeper for the Storm cluster. I mean, it's already refreshed. I mean, at the beginning, the stuff you can see. So this is the speed is very fast to generate this sentence. So it will be refreshed for the previous log, but it doesn't matter. So you can see it's successfully to run these things. We randomly generate this sentence, and we add the exclamation at the end, and then we print it out. The string received something, we print it out. Okay, so that means we successfully run this stuff, and then we try to enable this to the policy and the scheduler to see whether it's working or not. Okay, still working. So by your task, you need to specify the policies and the scheduler policy and the consumption rule based on your task for alternative ones to compare them. And then you may need to run a complicated topologies instead of this simple one. This is the most simple example, just to verify the platform is working fine. So let me see. The last thing I'd like to show you is the Maven configuration. That I'd like to show you which one I was refer. So I just open it in the command line because in the Finder I do not know how to go to the root path. There are some shortcut, but I cannot remember that. Sorry, but I can do that here. So let's see, where are we? So cd. So we should have the .m2. Let me see if we have the folder. It shouldn't be here. Okay, so you can see we have this .m2 folder. So we try to go to this hidden folder to see whether we are able to do that or not. Okay, we should be able to do that. This dot means it's a hidden folder from the system perspective. So by default, there is no this citing .xml files. So we just go back a little bit. So I need to set it up because the dependency repositories were not working for me. So this is just for your reference purpose. If you have the same error as when you download the dependencies for compiling the EdgeWise platform, you need to go to here to add this citing file and to specify which is the central repository you'd like to use. So let's see the content. So here I use the Google Central repository. So this is the Google Maven Central. This is just one line. I think this is a key thing. This line, this URL. So this is the Google Central storage. This is the GCS. I think stands for Google Central Storage. It's just a repository, but it contains everything that we need for compiling the EdgeWise. Okay, I think this is the last thing I'd like to show to you. So good luck for you playing this EdgeWise. This is very interesting paper and platform. Everything should be fine. There is some difficult I faced, but I figured it out. I share this with you. I think it should be able to save your time. So just close this one. Okay.